Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to the QPR Career Mode. If you're not all nice and caught up, go check out the playlist, get yourself caught up, and then of course welcome back to today's episode. For those who don't know, in the last episode we made our first signing of the transfer window. Ruel Walters, hopefully I'm saying that right, but Walters, definitely saying that bit right, but he has been brought in as a bit of a rotation for now option in the squad, in the defensive department, can play as a fullback, but can also come in as a central defender as well. So has a great bit of versatility for us. Larkesh just didn't feel like he was quite doing the job for us in some of the games we'd brought him on in. But having the option as a right back that we can bring on, and I'm going to make sure as well, and I'll do this now while I talk about it, that I'm going to improve his weak foot so that if I need to bring him on as a left back, like we did a couple of times with Larkesh, bringing him on as a right back, even though obviously he is left-footed and preferably on that left-hand side. It just means a little bit of versatility if he's got that high weak foot. So I am going to train him up to have that. I'm just going to double check which one it is. It's inverted, which again, I'm not overly against a lot of what it trains up anyway. It gets the pace going up nicely as well. So very happy with the signing of Walters. 19, so plenty of potential as well going through the squad. But we do have a little bit of the window left open still. I say a little bit, most of it, or at least half. So the plan is today we're going to work our way through the three games we've got here. We've got Huddersfield away in the league. We then have Arsenal away in the cup, followed by Sheffield Wednesday away in the league. So last episode, we had a lot of home games. Today, a lot of away games. But the FA Cup game, I think is quite an important one. It's against Arsenal. I'm going to play all three of these, but normally I'm playing 4 matches. I'm going to play 3 today because we also have all the transfer stuff as well, plus the end of the transfer window. In the last episode as well, plenty of people suggesting some other players to scout, all of which that were mentioned in the comments have also been scouted. The decision to make the last signing or so, obviously this will now kind of be down to me based on all the players that we've got and the money that we have. We do still have some players that are transfer listed that are yet to be sold. We've got Begovic, Adoma, Colback, Fox, all transfer listed to go, none of which have gone yet. So a little bit of time left, and if they were all to go, potentially sort of around 2 million to come in. That's before the club take their percentage, but fingers crossed we can have some of them go and we can get a little bit of money in, because it would be massive for us just to have a little bit more to spend. The moment we've got 3 million, which isn't the end of the world, we can definitely still make a signing or two with that. But I'm kind of working out my preferred positions to sign. And I think right now, realistically, a DM to come in, whether it be rotation or to start. And then I think probably a striker with the interest then of loaning Coley out, I think is then going to be the play. That's my preferred. If I could only do 2 right now, that's what I'm doing. If Begovic goes, then I will probably swap the striker for bringing in a backup goalkeeper. Again, the options of which we still have. But enough waffle for now. The starting 11, as you can see there, is the team that is going to play against Huddersfield. So we'll jump straight into the beginning of this game. Obviously, they're on, I think, their second manager of the season, with Warnock leaving at the start. But hopefully we can start today off with a big start. It'll be nice to not only have the transfers go our way and get some good business done there, to actually get the games going our way as well. And it feels like a long time since I've actually filmed QPR Career Mode. It was on Friday that I filmed it, and to break the fourth wall, this is going up on Thursday. I'm filming this Wednesday evening, so there's a lot to do, a lot to be won, and a lot up for grabs today. Not just off the pitch, but definitely on the pitch. Let's get it going. Come on, you Ars. We are yet to get a touch of the ball yet, and Karoma's going to have a strike early doors, and very nearly causes us a problem before we even had a touch of the ball. Karoma with a thundering strike that beats the keeper and strikes the post there. That could have been really bad from me, and after a bad bit of dribbling with Willock, I've given the ball away as well. Thomas is going to play it inside. Steve Cook gets in the way. 10 minutes in, and we are up against it. Is not even close to what it is. We are being absolutely whitewashed in regards to how the game's going so far. But Karoma and Thomas are going to link up for this corner here. Kenneth Powell can't close it down. Labrovic makes a good save, and the threat has not passed yet. Corner's going to wake its way in. Powell, up you get. Helik is going to climb highest, but not win it. And Armstrong's going to lose it on the edge of the box there. Mate, I'm causing drama for myself here, but we finally got possession. Let's just calm down a little bit. Andre Dizelle going to bring this ball forward now. See that run from Willock? We're going to try and find him. But after finding Dykes, apparently, Willock going to take it past his man. Oh, I was going to say, I'm going to just have to hit it on his left here because we were being closed down very, very quickly. But that is the nearest to a chance we have been. Well, actually, I think it's the first time we've had the ball in their half. We've been absolutely blitzed there. I don't think Kenneth Powell's going to get back in time. And Huddersfield absolutely deservedly take the lead here. We have been absolutely up against it. I don't think there's anything or anyone watching this that would have gone, you know what, you deserve to be in the lead. My word, they've been all over us, boys. It's that touch to take it past, I think it was Cook, who he's just absolutely zipped past. Oh, no, it's Clark Salter, I think, actually. Just absolutely blitzed past him and left Labrovic with not just a lot to do, but an impossible task to sort of beat that one there. Really nice chip. Powell wasn't going to be able to get back there in time because it was a perfectly executed shot. And just like that, boys, and again, very deservingly so, it's 1-0 to Huddersfield. Armstrong on the ball now. Going to try and see that run from Dykes. Probably should play that in the air. I kind of forget to do that quite a lot. The chip through ball is very effective this year, and I don't play enough of them. Oh, nice played through again. Edmund Green onside. And just like that, Huddersfield have doubled the lead there, 2-0. And again, deservedly so. We have been not at the races today. It's been absolutely poor. Kakai trying to come across and cover it, but the defence in general, the back four in general, in a shambles right now. It's been backs against the wall, but it's not been enough, boys. It's a real wake-up call at the moment as to how we're playing, and I think changes at half-time are going to be a must if I'm going to salvage anything from this game, I guess. But let's try and work it inside now to Armstrong. Can he get a bit of space? He can, but Nichols called into action for the first time of the game at the 37th minute, and very equal to the shot. I don't like as well that it keeps giving me the like training stuff and whatever. It's really frustrating because I'm like, I do know how to play the game. What a header that is. Fantastic cross from Powell. I didn't think I put enough on it, but Willock has made that his, and with a beautiful header finds the back of the net. That is very much against the run of play. The shot that won the corner and then the shot from the corner are our first chances, and that's a fantastic header from Willock there. Really, really nice finish there. Fantastic. Gives us a bit of a lifeline. It's a good time to score it. 38 minutes, so just before the break. Does give us a small lifeline to maybe look at here, but 2-1, it's still a lot of work to do to salvage this terrible first half performance. Oh, it's really nicely played here from Huddersfield. They're going to play it to the back edge of the box, and Ruffles is going to hit that just wide, just on the stroke of half-time. Labrovic seemed comfortably beaten there at his far post, but 2-1 to Huddersfield, and they have played fantastically well. Again, the goal has been very much against the run of play, and a point would be fantastic if we can salvage that from the half that we have had. So fingers crossed we can do just that, and fingers crossed we can find something here. I'm going to make a change here. Cook being quite tired. I'm going to bring on Walters. We're going to throw him a little bit in the deep end here and just see what he's about. Obviously playing centre-back instead of right-back. Alternatively, of course, I could do that. Move him to the right-back position and have Ozzy cover the middle. But Walters on a +3 at centre-back, so I'm absolutely okay with that. I think for now, that's the only change I'm going to make. I would like to get Paul Smith on because we know the impact he can have, but I'm not going to leave the changes too late because the last thing I want to do is try and cue those changes up, and then it'd be like the 84th minute, and the real chance for him to have had an impact is gone. So probably give it till about the 55th or 60th, and then if the ball goes off the pitch, just pause it there and then get the change queued up straight away. But Willock here, maybe bag himself a brace, and he does. That is a fantastic finish right in the top corner, right off of kickoff as well. The kickoff glitch alive and well, apparently, but a nice little bit of just composed play, make the space, find the pass to Willock. Look at that. Dykes just really, really good hold up. Willock finds the space and then just pumps that into the top corner. That is a beautiful finish right in the side netting, just inside the post. Lovely strike. Nichols getting nowhere near that one. The dive animation and doing him dirty as well, but fantastic strike, boys. Just like that. Panic stations were there, but Chrissy Willock could be our man of the moment. Willock, lovely stuff, my friend. 2-2. Huddersfield come forward again here. Rudoni going to try and take the strike, but Walters stands well. First touch of the ball for him is a shot just absolutely thumped at his shins, but he does well to get in the way of it. That's the main thing there. And Lyndon Dykes going to try and play it into Armstrong. He's going to just have to turn, find a bit of space now, out to Ilias on the left. Ilias Chair Can we maybe just take it past the man? He does. Get that ball in an area. Not quite where I wanted it, but Dykes is going to head that one wide, which is unfortunate. I said around the 60th minute, I'm going to make those changes. I managed to fail to make them once, but we'll make them this time. Willock's been fantastic. There's no way I'm taking Willock off the pitch right now. He's been so good. So let's move Smith over here, make him right wing. Let's maybe make Willock a left wing, I guess. He'll enjoy that. I kind of want to bring on some fresh legs. It's going to be Sam Field coming off for Dixon Bonner. And I think Sinclair's going to make way for Coley. Haven't really been able to get either Dykes or Armstrong particularly involved today. I feel like they've both been a little bit quiet, I guess. It's been difficult to get them particularly involved in the goings-on. But it is what it is. Like I say, the Huddersfield side have been very, very difficult to break down, and that's been proven by the fact that our strikers have barely done anything. So 3 changes, as I said. Let's hope that the fresh legs can come on and make a difference, boys, and if we can push on for 3 points, that'd be great. But the fact we salvaged 1 potentially is already really good. Coley gets his ball now. Oh, it's a bad tackle from Wiles. I was just trying to play it through to Linden, but that was a bad tackle. It's late. It's from behind. I think it's just going to be... I was going to say, I think it's just going to be a yellow, but it's just a warning. It wasn't even a yellow. So that surprised me a little bit, but let's work this round now a little bit here. Get it to Paul Smith. Paul Smith now. Can he take it past his man? He's going to struggle the first time, but he's going to have a second go at it. Looks back to find Kenneth Powell. Again, let's just be calm and recycle it where we can. Just not rush it, not force it, because if we do and lose possession, then that's worse than not getting the shot away at all. So let's just calm it down. Coley now, edge of the box, bit of space. It's straight at Nichols. It's palmed away instead of caught, which I think he maybe could have done there, but we just can't get the space in the box. Bit of space here on the right-hand side. Ozzy and Walters going to have to work together, and they do fantastically well. Ozzy makes the tackle. Walters picks up the pieces. And actually now, Smith is potentially able to just blitz away here. We see the pace that he's got. We know what he's about. Can he get it in the box? He can. It's not a great cross. Defender goes for it when the keeper maybe had called it to claim. Lovely header there from Walters. Oh, and Linden couldn't quite get the time to bring it down. 10 minutes on the clock, boys, and it's a bit of a stalemate, but it could genuinely be anyone's game if they break through like this here. Oh, that run in the middle stressed me out a little bit. I've just realised, have they given Walters the armband? That's mental. Paul Smith again, trying to just burst down this right-hand side. Can he just get ahead of his man? He can. Inside, into Linden. Linden to Rayan Coley. Rayan Coley potentially with the winner there in the 88th minute. He has been a player that every now and again just pops up and is incredibly clutch for us. And this could be another example of just that. Rayan Coley with what could be a huge point, picking up 3 points after being 2-0 down. That is absolutely massive. Lovely bit of play. Paul Smith again, just that injection of pace, proving, I don't know how many times this season, to be so impactful. Lovely pass inside to Linden. I've said the 2 strikers haven't been able to get involved, and this time they link up to find the potential winner. 3 goals, and it could be 3 points. Let's see this one out. Only a couple of minutes left. I think that's his 3rd goal this season. It's his 4th goal this season. Even better. But yeah, they have been pretty clutch pretty often. But let's just make sure we see this one out, boys. A couple of minutes on the clock here. Push Rodoni back. Make sure they just keep heading backwards. Don't bring that ball too far into our half. I'm going to say they're inevitably going to get it into the half, that's for sure. But let's just not let them make a threatening push with it here. Come on, let's close it down. Dixon Bonner, just good shield in there. Don't let them in. Look at the clock, ref. Look at the clock. Thank you, boys. Huge turnaround there. That's massive. That's the kind of results you need to get if you are going to try and push into playoff places. You need to pick up wins like that where you're down and against it and you turn it around. Huge first result. Very happy with the opening result there. Really good stuff from the beginning of the episode. Just very quickly, forgot to potentially double check the training plan for so Richards. Are they all on 3? Oh, a lot of them are actually on 4. I want to have Jimmy Dunby on balanced because I think that makes the most sense for him. I think the entire bench is basically on balanced. I keep Smith on energy focus because he normally makes his way onto the pitch. So I think the plan is just keep them all on that. And I think it's probably best to have Asmir on performance to get his sharpness up, just to keep him match ready if I need to bring him in. But even though, again, he could potentially be on his way out. But the next game is up against Arsenal. I'll let you know if there's any transfer information between now and then. Player departure. I believe this is Cargbo out on loan. And again, for me, it makes sense. He's not going to be getting in the team anytime soon. It's only 6 months. It would have been nice if it was maybe a 2 season, so this season and next, because I don't think he's getting into the squad, but he's out on loan. Just very quickly, I've had the scout reports back for a lot of those goalkeepers. Let's say there's not many players that really tick the box of what we're looking for. Just to go down the list, Adrian is already worse than what we currently have, so I'm going to get rid of Adrian. I don't know about you guys, it's so annoying when it keeps like dropping you down when you clear a player off the transfer list. Brandon Austin and Joseph Anang, both quite low rated, but also not worth a lot. I would only consider bringing one of these guys in if Begovic leaves this window, because realistically, neither of them are going to eclipse Begovic's rating. And I think what would probably be the smarter decision for us is wait till promotion and buy someone in. Someone like Kelleher, who I think would be fantastic to bring in, very high wages, but hopefully we could convince him to come down just a touch. But Olsen, I'm going to keep him there. He's 34, but he's one of the only players that are actually higher rated as a goalkeeper. Karius was lower rated than I expected. I expected him to be 74 or 75, but he's 72, so he is a no as well. Oh my god, I'm jumping all over the place. Gillespie, again, 66 rated. I don't really think there's much point in trying to bring him in. We've also got Jaros, again, 63. Not much point trying to bring him in to the mix either. Outside of that, I guess Forster I'll keep there as well. Heaton could have maybe come back to QPR. I know that he was with us. I don't actually remember if he even played for us, but yeah, the keeper situation, it's a bit of a rough one. For me, Kelleher is the best option out of all of these, but he's more than we currently have in our budget, so it won't be happening now. I don't think a keeper is going to be signed unless Begovic goes in this window, and it'll be one of the 2 cheaper lads. I'll probably go with Austin, but yeah, just to get you guys sort of a bit of an update on that. Okay, so no more transfer info just yet. Obviously, we have between now and the next game basically to make signings, and then we have deadline day. But I am waiting on a few scout reports to come back before I can confirm anything. However, we're going to go into this game with a bit of rotation. Jimmy Dunn in for Cook, Walters with his first start, and it is against his former team, but he's coming in for Ozzy. Dixon Bonner in for Sam Field. Taylor Richards in for Chris Willock, and Coley starts ahead of Dykes. Pretty much all of the players I've mentioned are on the bench, and that is purely just to get a bit of rotation. It's the cup. I'd like to go through in the cup. It is against Arsenal, and it is going to be tough because even if they do rest some players, it's still a very good Arsenal side. So we'll do our best. We'll give it a roll. I am playing. I'm not doing highlights. We are straight up playing here. It's worth noting as well, Jimmy Dunn actually got in touch and basically said he was upset about his game time or lack thereof. So I have made sure to include him in this with a bit of rotation, just to get him some minutes and just to keep him happy. I love Jimmy Dunn, and I don't want to sell Jimmy Dunn. And I'm thinking next season, when we go potentially either into the Prem or are looking to build a championship side that can get promotion if we can't this season, he's going to be very important because Steve Cook is going to be starting to get at that age where his rating is going to start to decline. Saka, by the way, already stressing me out. Going to get the ball here. Armstrong going to play it inside to Ryan Coley. Look at that run now. Lovely run from Richards. He is offside. I thought he was just on. I won't lie to you. I thought I just timed it, but it's going to show me, I was going to say a terrible angle, but actually it's pretty good. Oh, it is close, you know. It is pretty close. Andre Dizel going to look up here and try and find Richards. Really nice run now for Richards. And Richards going to try and get past his man. I think he's going to do so. Let's get a little dink into the box there. Of course, I am to Ilias Chair. I'm really smart. Aziz on the ball. Going to play it out wide here to Saka, who is getting a lot of the ball. There is a bit of rotation, obviously, with players like Aziz playing, but they've still got players like Saka on the ball. Acuna playing centre mid, by the way. A midfield trio of, well, I say trio, of Aziz, Rice and Jorginho, with Acuna out on the left, Ben White on the right, which is something to maybe consider, because I think Chair, although he's not the quickest, I think is maybe slightly quicker than Ben White. But again, just caught offside here. We're creating chances, but we're not. I mean, every chance has been offside, so are we? Maybe we're not creating chances. Saka on the ball yet again, because yet again they're playing it to their star boy, and I do not blame them. Inside to Jesus. Jesus up against Jimmy Dunn. Jimmy Dunn does well, comes out on top very nicely indeed. Well done, boys. Ball now to Jesus. Jesus tries to play it down into Aziz. But again, Jimmy Dunn steps in really well. He's making a real good point of getting some more minutes, lads. Like, I do like Steve Cook, and I think it makes sense to play Cook. But he's the same rating as Dunn. Should I be giving Dunn a few more minutes? And I'd happily make Jimmy Dunn the captain as well. I think he's got real leadership qualities. So maybe I need to be playing Jimmy a little bit more. Let me know in the comments if you would do that. I might play him in the next game anyway. Just, again, I like him. Give him some more minutes. Coley. I'm not going to make any changes right now. I'm going to keep the team as it is for now. We've got a midweek up in the championship, only a few days away. And I'd rather, as I said to you guys, for me, potential playoff push is more important than a small FA Cup run, because I don't see us winning the cup. I mean, who knows? It could be that we do, but for me, getting into the playoffs and securing like a potential push into the promotion is bigger than a potential push in the FA Cup. Maybe that's just me, but that's my thoughts. Second half, though, boys, plenty of work to do. We've not been bad. Neither side has looked particularly threatening, he says, as Saka takes a strike against Labrovic and scores in the top corner out of nowhere. So it's not 0-0 anymore. It's 1-0. Commentator's curse? Anyone? Maybe. Could just be me. I don't even think that was me particularly. Oh, maybe it was. I don't know. Regardless, a little bit unfortunate. It's a good strike at goal. Powell isn't really going to be able to get in the way of that. And Labrovic, you could argue, maybe could have done a touch better. But it's 1-0, boys. And it's gone to Arsenal. And I don't think many people are surprised. Dixon Bonner up here to Coley. Coley to Sinclair Armstrong. Armstrong's going to try and find a bit of space for himself. It's going to struggle to do so. But a nice little bit of play to get him out of the issue. But Declan Rice is just so good. Causes issues. Andre Dizelle does really well there. Chair's going to let this potentially run. Going to try and turn his man. It's going to do a bit of an Ilias Chair strike there. It's off the bar. And ref, that's a free kick. Thank you very much. That's a bad tackle from White. He's pulled it back after the shot. But I'm kind of here for it. It's a bad tackle. And Aziz, being the mature veteran player that he isn't, and pulling White away. But I think actually with that, I am going to make some changes here. They brought on Erdegaard. Nice. Thank you so much, game. What's Chair's free kick? It's Chair. Oh, it's only one more than Dizelle. I'm going to put Dizelle on the free kick, and I'm actually going to take Chair off just because, again, rotation. The league game is more important for me. But we're going to be rotating a little bit here. Armstrong's going to come off for... Actually, Armstrong can stay on. Can get a few more minutes. I think I'm going to take off Clark Salter and bring on Holmes. And then outside of that, boys, I think that's all the changes I'm going to make for now. So Dykes and Armstrong up top here. Actually, no, let's rest Armstrong. Dykes and Coley. Let's make sure Armstrong's ready and able to play the next game. But those are the changes we're making, just those three. And again, it's mainly just fitness stuff. 3, what would be starters coming off for. 2, what would be reserves or substitutes, and a starter. But let's try and... What's his curve? His curve's 55. Okay, so I'm going to aim about there. About 3 bars. Can it go over the wall? It absolutely can't. Ben White with the ball up here. It's going to be... it's going to be a bit of a physical battle here for Kenneth Powell, but Ben White plays it inside. Jorginho is going to make it 2, boys. And unsurprisingly, Arsenal do look pretty comfortable at this point. 2-0, 70 minutes in. And yeah, I'm not overly surprised. It's disappointing because the first half, I think we actually did look pretty competent. Mainly in the fact that we were defending well more than we were creating lots of chances, because we weren't. Most of the chances we had was sort of playing that final pass, but finding somebody in an offside position. So it's not that we looked threatening enough to go on and win, but we looked competent enough to be pulling Arsenal into, you know, a bit of a replay shenanigans, but it doesn't look like it's to be. We'll keep pushing it, and if we can salvage anything and cause a problem, then we will. But I haven't actually pressed anything there. I don't even think I was using Holmes, and he's fouled him, so that's fantastic. They're going to undoubtedly now show us how a free kick is done and cause all levels of problems here. But Linden, am I going to close the man down? Oh, I should close the man down. I should have stood on the line. 3-0, comfortable from Arsenal. Lovely finish from Saka. Let's just see this one out, I guess, because it's not going to be good. Jesus now clean through, plays it into Saka, could get his hat-trick, does get his hat-trick. That's 4 for Arsenal, and it's 3 for Saka, and it looks like a comfortable trip to the next round in the FA Cup for Arsenal, as we are going to bow out pretty comfortably. Maybe one final chance here for us. Coley is going to have to look all the way out wide and find Ozzy, who's come on at left back for a very tired Kenneth Powell. Ball in the box. It's not a great cross. Hine. Boys, they didn't even have Raya or Ramsdale in net. I could have just been trying to pop a few more shots against a pretty low-rated keeper, but I didn't know because we hadn't any bloody shots. But 4-0 comfortable for Arsenal, as I've said 1,000 times. But disappointing, but probably expected to go out the cup to Arsenal. Not going to dwell on that defeat because, again, I don't think it's something too much to worry about getting walked over by Arsenal. The only disappointing thing, obviously, is you get a bit of a streak, the players getting a bit of form and what have you, and that does kind of go out the window when you get beat comfortably. But the thing to pay attention to, still 7th in the league, only 2 points off those playoff places and looking pretty good at the moment in the league, at least for form. So fingers crossed we can keep that up. But now we have a busy couple of days up until the Sheffield Wednesday game and including the day of the Sheffield Wednesday game to potentially get some signings through the door. Norwich coming in for Ozzy. You guys may or may not know, I'm a huge fan of Ozzy Kakai. Love the guy, and I've got no intention of selling him. Another offer in for Ozzy. I think it must be because we've signed another right back that teams are maybe thinking, oh, right back available. But Philadelphia, also not going over to you, my friends. He is staying comfortably here. And yes, we are now on the match day for Sheffield Wednesday. So this is it. This is transfer deadline day. It's time to make some choices. Now, sadly, not everyone we've been able to see the full information we would need for. And a lot of that is because obviously, as soon as you guys gave me the suggestions, I've scouted them. Sadly, I haven't heard back from everyone, so I don't know everyone's rating. One player we do know is Joby Bellingham. Now, I know in real life this is an incredibly unrealistic signing. I mean, Real Madrid are looking at him, for God's sake. Like, there's no way in hell Joby Bellingham's coming anywhere near QPR at the moment. But the thing to bear in mind and pay attention to, and this is something I mentioned, is that in this save, they are 23rd in the championship. I assume he's in pretty bad form himself at the moment, so I would be very surprised if he's shining as much in this save as he is in real life, which in real life he absolutely is shining and is a hell of a player. Just to show you guys very quickly, or just to have a little look here, obviously 18 years of age, he's in bad form. We get his report back in a day. That's so disappointing. But I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. I'm going to be absolutely honest with you guys. I think this is too good of an opportunity to not pick him up. We don't know his rating, but I'd assume it's higher than 61, which is what we've got at the moment with Dixon Bonner. He is more of a cam, but he can play centre mid. He can be a box-to-box for us. At the moment, we're running Gazelle in that position. Joe Bellingham would absolutely do that. I'm making a bit of an executive decision. It's half of our money, but I think we're going to go in for Jobe Bellingham. It might be Joby. Apologies if I'm saying it wrong. I'm going to offer 1.3. I'm going to go under market value for now. I don't know what they would want, but hopefully they don't storm out on that, because if they do, this is out the window. We cannot sign them if they storm out. They want a straight... I was just talking about Gazelle. They want a straight swap. Okay, let's try this then. Let's offer $1 million and Jack Colback, because we want Colback off the books. They're not interested in Jack Colback. Let me just offer $1 million flat then. 1.35. I'll go back to my previous offer of 1.3, which if you just said yes in the first place would have been done 20 minutes ago. But 1.3 for Joe Bellingham, considering his value's 1.5, and we all know how good this lad is, this could be an incredible signing. Absolutely incredible. Sporadic, fine with me, mate, while we're sort of working you into the team. 5 years, absolutely. No release clause. You've not told me your wages. Okay. Let me think. I'm going to guess, with it being career mode, and he's only 18, and I'm going to guess he's going to be like 64, 65 rating. I'm going to throw $4,500 a week, and I'm going to say 50 grand, 50 grand signing on bonus. That's what I'm going to do. I don't think it's low enough that he'll walk out. He's happy with it. Absolutely love that. Let's go, boys. Really happy with that signing. Honestly, I think this is a signing for the whole career mode. He is going to be here for a long period of time. I'd be surprised if his potential is anything less than like 83, 84. Joe Bellingham has got such good potential again ahead of him, and I think he's got a huge career. I think this is a marquee signing. I really do. And it might not seem like it now to say a marquee signing signed for like 1.3 mil, but I think this is huge for us. I think we have got ourselves one hell of a player. Again, in real life, Real Madrid are looking at him, for God's sake. Like, there's no way if Sunderland were doing anywhere near as good as they're doing in real life, we wouldn't have gone anywhere near, because it wouldn't be realistic at all. But we have signed a brand new midfielder in Joby Bellingham, £1.3 million. For me, that's got to be an A. I've told you guys I'm a bit of a whiz with these transfers. B, what are you saying I could have gotten for? Like, what if it says 1.2, I'll be fuming. 1.1, I don't think we could have done. 65 rated. I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Great signing, boys. This is looking to be a good season so far. I mean, Walter's coming in. He costs us, 720,000. And then Joby Bellingham coming in for 1.3. I'm pretty happy with both these signings. We're signing players, in real early stages of their career, and we're picking them up for decent prices, players that I think will be with us for a period of time. So I'm absolutely fine with that. He's coming straight into the squad. I'm glad I didn't do a swap for Dazelle. I think that would have been the wrong choice, I'll be honest with you. But defensive stats aren't the most amazing. What I am going to do, though, because he's pretty good around the board, just going to convert him to have his primary... Actually, I'm going to just double check to see that he can just sit there. He can. I don't need to convert him to be centre mid, because he can just play centre mid. It's not doing that weird thing where it's like, it's got the little warning thing, even though he can play the position. So let me just very quickly use my brain and find him. Hold on, there he is. Let's development plan him. Oh, here's the only issue. I kind of want his defensive stats up. So actually, I'm going to ignore what I just said. I'm going to make him become a centre mid. It's only going to take 2 weeks, and then we'll change the development plan. Very happy with the signing of Bellingham. Very happy. Now, obviously, some other players were suggested to me. One of them was a striker in Kie. That's how I'm going to say that, and I probably butchered it. The main reason people suggested him, or he was suggested to me, is because he's a big lad, strong, physical, would work well up top with basically all the options we've got. The only issue I've got is I have literally no idea what his rating is. The scouts have not scouted him enough to give me a value or anything. So I'm a bit hesitant to go in for him. I know he's got a release clause of 4.4, but I haven't even got 4.4 to just say I'll buy him for that. I haven't got that money. We've got about 2 million. A player that we could pick up would be Mateo Joseph. Now, this for me looks a real good signing. I think he's a good pickup. The only thing is he signed for them at the start of the season. Are we ruining a little bit of realism with the fact that he's only been there 6 months? I mean, you guys know me. I'm a bit of a stickler for trying to keep it realistic where possible. Still not going to go in for Buffal just because that wouldn't be realistic in my opinion. Connor Chaplin is a maybe. Convert him to be a striker and have him come on and cause problems off the bench. Can play centre forward, and obviously we'd be able to make that work anyway. But I'm a little bit torn. I do kind of want to go for Connor Chaplin again, based on the fact that he is. I mean, Ipswich. Let me just double check. If Ipswich are still in the bottom 3, I think that might be the signing we go for, and that's just because again, levels of realism. Both those squads having fantastic seasons in real life, but just hasn't reflected in this save. So I think I'm going to go with Chaplin. Please note, I'm not ignoring the signings and suggestions and stuff you guys have made. It's just ended up being that actually other situations have presented themselves, and I think they suit what we're doing. So like, just to go through some of the options, obviously Lundstrom I couldn't end up signing, but 29, I think he'd have been good for this season. But I think going into next season, him turning 30, a bit of a null and void one. I don't think Grimes would be that great for us going forward. Like if we get promoted next season, we've then got a 29 rated centre mid who's maybe going to be 74 rated. That's why I didn't go for Mowat as well. Webster we didn't hear back from, but I could potentially go forward down the line. And just some of the other options, it just ended up not being possible to go for, or just didn't quite work out. Slattery was actually somebody I really, really liked as a suggestion, but Motherwell unwilling to sell because he's too important. Otherwise, I actually would have gone for him. And then, yeah, a lot of the other ones, sadly, just the scout reports weren't going to get back in time, and so it just wasn't going to happen. Still got some of the centre-backs being scouted for next season, though, as a potential, so that is something to bear in mind. But I think, boys, I'm torn between Joseph and Chaplin, and I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up Chaplin. We've signed 2 teenagers. Let's sign a bit of experience as well. I'm going to try and go in with a bit of an audacious low bid and see if we can potentially get him on a bit of a steal. Going to start at 1.5. I don't think they'll storm out. Dazelle, a man in... Well, just everyone wants him. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'll offer you some other players, mate, because I'm not offering you Dazelle, my dude, because I actually quite like Dazelle. I'd like to keep him here. Let's offer Morgan Fox. I know they haven't really indicated that they want a centre-back, but I'm going to offer you one. I'm going to offer you £1 million as well as Morgan Fox. They're not interested. Okay, so let's remove the sell-on clause. 1.5. I'll go in with the 1.5 again, just 1.5 flat. And that is why I went in with a 1.5 flat, boys. 1.55 steal, market value 1.9 million. Please and thank you. I am the master negotiator, boys. Let's get that contract in front of him. Let's get it signed. Let's get ourselves a Connor Chaplin. Important, absolutely. Yes, you are. 4 years would be great. Takes you to 30. No release clause. You don't want to tell me, oh, I know you're on 11 grand a week, so I don't need you to tell me. I'm going to offer you 10, little pay cut, because we are financially up against it, my friend. 90 grand signing on bonus. Sign the thing. Yes, boys. Absolutely fantastic. Great window, in my opinion. 2 real good signings. Very happy with both deals. Joby Bellingham and Chaplin for a combined total of less than 3 million is incredible. Incredible work, boys. Very happy with that indeed. 2 absolutely great players that will do us for at least a period of time in Chaplin, but Bellingham is probably going to be a player we try and keep for, unless something else happens, the majority of the save. Let's be honest, you can see me here wheeling and dealing, trying to get some players out the door now because we've got some players in, and if we do get some players out, we could still potentially have a bit of money to try and pick somebody up. Who that somebody is, I don't know yet, but very happy with that. 2 signings through, Chaplin and Bellingham into the club. Very happy indeed, boys. I would be very surprised if 1.55 is not an A, but I said the same thing about Bellingham, and it is an A this time. Things you'd have to see. I reckon it's going to say the cheapest I could have got is 1.6, and I've absolutely smashed it. Thoughts? 1.4. You're lying to me. 72 rated. Lovely stuff. I'm going to convert him to a striker, much like we were just talking about with Bellingham, converting him so that he's playing in the quote-unquote right position. But just because, I mean, I can play Chaplin at cam, but we've got enough cams. I don't want to actually have another cam. I'm absolutely fine with what we've got. So convert to striker, 53 weeks. You're lying to me. I'll do it to centre forward first because I can always just change a position when he's playing to become a centre forward role. Just so that's his primary position. But boys, that is the team after the transfer window. Both of those signings obviously have just come in. I'm going to take them both off the bench just for now, just because realistically they wouldn't come onto the bench for the game that we're about to play. So just a small level of realism, I guess, that they've literally just signed. There's no way they'd be on the bench, but they'll be at the game, that's for sure. They're watching from the stands. I'd love to say we announced them, but we're away, and I don't know how the Sheffield Wednesday fans would feel about that. So let's jump into this game. No changes to the starting 11 outside what I would deem is our strongest 11 currently, with changes, who knows. But let's get into it, boys. Hopefully we can keep up the league form and put the Arsenal game behind us. We're out the cup, so let's get out of that mindset. Let's just ignore it. It didn't happen, and well, it did, but we don't need to worry about it. Nothing to linger on. Let's go into this one, boys, and hopefully pick up 3 more important points in the league, because at this point, it's a matter of we can't afford to drop points if Preston don't drop points. The team that obviously we're trying to chase right now. So keeping up with the pack above us. Come on, you Ars. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and pick up 3 valuable points in our pursuit of playoffs. Come on, you Ars. Got to be careful here. Another terrible start from me as I let teams just walk through me. I cannot defend in FC24. Let me know in the comments, boys. Are you as bad? Well, probably none of you are as bad at defending as me, but I'm absolutely pants at defending, boys. I just simply cannot do it. And Smith, after seconds, is going to make it 1-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. I think another team's struggling, but I just pull players out. You can see the only two players there in the box for me defensively are my fullbacks. Both of my centre-backs are nowhere to be seen. What an absolute mug that I am. It's shocking, boys. It's 1-0, and it's just absolutely woeful from me. Willock now going to just try and kind of replicate the Sheffield Wednesday attack themselves and work his way through. And Chrissy Willock here is brought down, and it's not given as a penalty. I'm not entirely sure he won the ball there. In fact, you know what, boys? We are going to VAR it ourselves here because surely he must have done for it not to be given. Hold on. Does he win the ball here? Because it didn't look like it to me. VAR says, look at those laces, by the way. It's actually sick. Oh, he does get a touch. There's no way the ref sees that, though. Championship refs are not that good. We all know that. Linden on the ball now. Going to turn inside. Plays it into Armstrong, who can't quite bring it down. Oh, I was going to say that would have been a lovely bit of luck there, getting it from Dykes just to bounce off his feet and keep a bit of possession. But it wasn't to be, boys. Played inside here. Got to be a little bit careful. It's going to be played all the way to the back post. Ozzy absolutely not keeping hold of his man. Not watching that run. And Johnson makes it 2. And boys, just like that, it's falling apart again at the back. Just like the first game, we are just not switched on often enough defensively. And I don't know what more I can change. I know that it's largely down to the fact that I'm just bad at defending. But even in Ultimate Team, I'm not having quite as many issues as I'm having in Career Mode. Just I don't know what more I can do, boys. I think it's just skill issue central in that I'm not very good at defending in FC24. Like I say, I've always been bad at defending, boys, but FC24 is another level of bad defending as we can't quite get a goal back quickly. Sheffield Wednesday again attacking quickly here, and again just working it into the box. I've just got to try and stop the pass coming across, and I'm just really struggling to do it. Even though they've passed it all the way back here, it's going to work its way back into Johnson. Cook's going to get a touch, but it's not enough. Thankfully, it's wide of the goal, but boys, we are just at 6s and 7s. Ozzy Kakai again going to try and close his man down, but it's just worked inside of him. It's into Smith again. Labrovic gets down to his close post and thankfully knocks it just wide of it, but it could be 3 or 4, boys. And unlike the game against oh god, who was the first game of the? My brain is so frazzled I can't even think who the first game of the episode was against. But unlike the first game of the episode, we're not looking to have create anything thus far. But hopefully we can find it into Willock. The pass is terrible. Huwekwe is going to bring it away, and that is going to be half time. 2-0, and it's not even like it's unjustifiably 2-0. The only chances we've had were a penalty that wasn't a penalty, as in I thought it was, but it wasn't. And that's about it, boys. We have offered so little. I'm going to bring on Jimmy Dunn for Cook. Just hope that it changes something. Willock has been fantastic. Chair's been pretty good as well. I'm going to change one of them for Paul Smith at around the 60th minute mark. Again, gives him, ref, have a word. Give him 30 in-game minutes to just have that pace and just cause problems. But, I mean, it's going to mean absolutely nothing if we're 3-0 down. Jesus. Right, second half, boys. Wake up. Come on. Sinclair Armstrong trying to work his way outside of the man here. It's not been Armstrong's episode today. He's not really been able to get involved and hasn't really looked that threatening either. The only striker that scored a goal today has been Rayan Coley. All the goals otherwise have come from Chris Willock, who's definitely been the player of the episode so far. He's been really impressive. Even against Arsenal, when we didn't really create very much, he was I don't think he was on the pitch that time. So maybe it just goes to show that he really is impactful and was sorely missed in the game that he didn't play. Oh, Smith plays it close post. Labrovic just at your close post. You can't be beaten there. But I can't remember what position these guys are in, but it's something like 17th. And we're 3-0 down. Bearing in mind we're in 7th. It's another Robin Hood syndrome, taken from the rich, given to the poor. And by that I mean taken from the teams at the top and giving points to teams below us. It's not good enough, boys, and I didn't make the Paul Smith change. I am a terrible, terrible manager. Linden on the ball now. Going to try and play it to Armstrong, but yet again, the attack just absolutely snuffed out by Sheffield Wednesday, and we just have not looked good. Changes I spoke about are being made. We've made 4 changes. Smith, Sade, Coley and Waters on for Willock, Field, Dykes and Aussie. Just fresh legs. I mean, we've got 10 in-game minutes, which is about 45 seconds in real life. Well, it's probably about a minute, actually, but it's not going to be long enough for us to get 3 goals. But can it be long enough for us to maybe get a consolation of sorts? Sinclair Armstrong, good save, falls to James, good clearance. Another chance here. Could it be 4? No, Jimmy Dunn steps in the way. Diaby, look at the size of him, by the way. He's a big, big boy. But it could still be 4. Labrovic just about makes the saves. We're into the 95th minute of 2 minutes added on, by the way. So enjoy that one, everyone. But let's just get that away. Sade with the header. And that is surely all she wrote it is. Thank the Lord. 3-0, thorough defeat. And hopefully it's not the start of a bad run of games and a bad run of form, because we can't afford another one of those if we want to work our way into playoff places. Yeah, there's not really much more to say other than that is very, very disappointing. So what I'm going to do on the outro for this is sort of just basically we'll go through deadline day just in case any other sales for our players go through, because obviously we do have a few players transfer listed and it would be nice to get a little bit of money in the kitty. But Powell and Larkesh are not players I'm looking to sell, not particularly. It's just as a very quick point of interest, and I don't think I mentioned it when I went in for Chaplin. My reason for going for Chaplin was he is different to what we have for the rating that he is. So, you know, Lyndon Dykes, big target man, not the quickest, but good in the box. Armstrong, obviously, strong player, good physicality, but also has that pace. And then obviously you've got Coley's that sort of a little bit more, you know, good dribbling, good ability with his feet, a little bit of like close touch dribbling. Chaplin is somebody that's got a bit of pace, isn't particularly big, but quick, get the ball to his feet, find the back of the net. That's kind of why I went for Chaplin, just that he's different to the striking options that we have. You know, that was my main thought. Offer here for Ilias Chair. It's a no from me, I can say that now. Offer of 7.5 isn't a terrible offer, but for me, Chair is staying comfortably here. He is going absolutely nowhere. But that is deadline day done and dusted, and it is also the end of today's episode. If you guys have enjoyed today's video, then please do leave a like on it. It supports me, the video, the channel, and the series out a whole bunch. If you're new, hit the sub button and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload a video. If you'd like to watch us on our live streams, it's Hursty Games on Twitch. Link down below, along with my TikTok, my Twitter. I post stuff in places. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. Take care.